Corydoras breeding setup. 50-gallon tank, 36 18 by 18 inches. Sponge filter with a power head to create flow towards a spawning map. They may lay the eggs on the spawning map or anywhere in this general area because this tank is in a very tight fit. If they lay in the back, it will be very difficult for me to get the eggs. So I facing all the current is slamming on, that's where they will be laying their eggs. Okay, so did 90% water change. Yes, 90% around up to here. And we'll be bombing them with bloodworms. And within the week, we should have results.
Several days later.
To be exact, it's only 4 days after the setup was done, and you can see that the cories are exhibiting their typical spawning behavior. In fact, there are already eggs on the glass, and I was hoping that they would lay the eggs on the mops, but you cannot really tell. You cannot dictate to these fish where they will actually lay their eggs, and that was just wishful thinking. But having the power head pointed at this direction, led to majority of the eggs being laid on this corner of the tank, which actually was very helpful because it facilitated for the easy gathering of the eggs. And this behavior happened for several hours, and I actually left them. This started early in the morning, and I actually left them there and only started to collect the eggs late in the afternoon. And the background of this fish right now is that I have not spawned them in over 2 years. So, and this is what led me to believe that why a majority of the eggs were not fertilized. So that's okay. Moving on. And yeah, after several hours,
Several hours later.
I decided it was time to collect the eggs, and majority of the eggs were on that side of the tank. And I got out. I decided to use a tool that would let me. This is just an old part of an old cassette tape casing. You can ask your dads or your grandpas about this. And back in the day when cassettes ruled, well, this was it. This was just a cover for the cassette. And it made it relatively easier to collect the eggs this way. I was just looking at the aquarium co-op videos earlier this week, and they marketed a tool similar to this that they actually made to collect the eggs. It looked very similar, but nonetheless, this tool works best, efficiently enough. So as I was looking around for more eggs, these guys are tricky and they hide a lot of the eggs even behind the bracket for the power head. And I managed to scoop all the eggs out, and I will be hatching them in another container. Yeah, that's it for that. And onwards towards the container. This is just a simple mega box or simple plastic container. All the eggs are already in there, and I'm adding just a dash of methylene blue. Now, the amount of methylene blue that I prefer to add is just to add a tint of something bluish into the water. I do not add any more than is necessary because methylene blue is a biocide, and this did prevent majority of the eggs from, even the unfertile ones, from getting fungus. But still, it's a biocide, and the moment the fry starts hatching, it needs to be significantly diluted. And see you again in 3 days. Looking back at the tank, even after that, they still laid a ton of eggs, and this time on the power head bracket. I make this power head brackets out of PVC, and this is after I set up the hatchery tank. But still, I managed to get even more eggs. But even from that alone, you can clearly see that a lot of that is unfertilized. Now, checking up on the eggs, it's been approximately 5 days since I set them up here. And this is actually the fifth day, and in between that day and today, I had to remove a ton of eggs that were not fertilized. Okay, I did not have a video for that because this space in my fish yard is very cumbersome, it's very tight, and I did not have the stand there, so I did not film removal of the unfertilized eggs. And to be honest with you, I think I only have around 15%, 10 to 15% of the eggs that actually hatch. And even with that, there is still an enormous amount of fry here that are surviving. And that's crazy because if all of the eggs did survive, I simply do not know what I would do with all of the fish. I don't know. I don't have any means to dispose of all of that. And this, in terms of bronze corridoras, this is enough for a whole year to supply all of my fish shops in my area. So I hope this video has been helpful and that you have better insights as to how the breeding the bronze corridors can be done and how easy it is actually. Please hit the like and subscribe. That would really help me grow my channel, and bye for now.